Welcome, this is Cheating Tales Stories. Tell me where you're watching from. Have you ever been humiliated by someone you trusted, only to watch them expose themselves in the end? Tell me in the comments below. Call me whatever you want. I'm just a man who trusted too deeply, and now I'm telling you how it all fell apart. I thought I had built the life people dream about. A stable career in tech, a beautiful home, a wife everyone admired. And yet, none of it mattered, because behind closed doors, I was slowly being dismantled. My name is Jordan, and this is the story of how the woman I loved most tried to humiliate me, but ended up exposing herself instead. I met Kendra in 2012 at a housewarming party in downtown Austin. She was different from anyone I'd dated before, confident, magnetic. The kind of woman who pulled every pair of eyes in the room without even trying. I was 26, just getting my footing in a mid-level software engineering role. She noticed me first. That's what made me fall harder than I should have. Most of my life, I was invisible in social settings. But that night, she locked eyes with me like I was the most interesting man there. We talked for hours, mostly about ambitions. She wanted to climb the marketing world. I wanted to eventually build my own tech company. It felt like we were aligned, dreamers with fire in our chests. Dating her was like riding a roller coaster. High highs, dizzying moments, but also sharp dips that left me unsettled. Still, I ignored the red flags. She needed attention, validation, a stage. And I gave her mine. 2 years later, we married in a small but elegant ceremony. I was proud. Proud that this woman had chosen me. Proud that I had leveled up in life. But pride can blind you. Our early marriage wasn't terrible. It was fun, adventurous. But there were moments. Moments where she flirted too much with waiters. Moments where she posted pictures online that seemed designed for men other than me. The first betrayal I stumbled upon was emotional. She had reconnected with her college flame, Trent. I only knew because she left her laptop open one night. Their messages weren't graphic, but they were intimate. Words like, "what if," and "you'll always be the one," that got away. I confronted her, shaking, devastated. She didn't apologize. She flipped it, said I was insecure, paranoid, controlling. And like an idiot, I believed her. I told myself marriage was about forgiveness, that this was small, survivable. That was mistake number one. Fast forward to 2018. My career exploded. I had been promoted, earning a six-figure salary. We moved into a new home, a modern place with big windows and a yard. She could decorate with her endless Pinterest boards. Outwardly, we were the power couple. She hosted dinners, posted perfect Instagram stories, showed off the life we had, but intimacy died. She claimed she was too tired, that marriage comfort kills romance, that I needed to stop expecting movie moments. We argued more. I begged for connection while she pulled away. But I stayed, because that's what I thought love was, endurance. The humiliation happened in December of 2019, at my company's holiday gala. It was hosted at one of the most elegant hotels in Austin. Chandeliers, live band. The kind of night where everyone dressed like it was the Oscars. I was proud to bring Kendra. I wanted her to see the world I had built. She looked breathtaking in a red dress. Heads turned when she walked in. For a moment, I felt lucky again. But after a few drinks, her charm turned sharp. She made little digs at me in conversations. Jokes about me being married to my laptop. Teasing about how I wasn't exactly the life of the party. People laughed politely. I smiled through clenched teeth. Then she raised her glass and said, loud enough for my boss and colleagues to hear, "At least I know Jordan will never cheat." Who would he even cheat with? The only thing he's faithful to is his code. Laughter rippled. My face burned. But then, I noticed him. Trent, standing at the bar, smirking. It didn't make sense at first. Trent wasn't part of my company. He wasn't even a friend of mine, which meant Kendra had invited him. She brought him into my professional world, into my sanctuary. That was the NIF. I excused myself quietly before rage betrayed me. But the universe was already working, because Trent had been drinking heavily, and subtlety wasn't his strength. Within the hour, I overheard him bragging, loudly, to someone from accounting about how he and Kendra had rekindled old times. He even flashed his phone, showing messages and photos. The humiliation she tried to paint me with became hers. The news spread fast. Colleagues whispered. My boss avoided eye contact. Even Kendra's laughter dimmed as she noticed the shift in the room. I didn't need to scream. I didn't need to cause a scene. She exposed herself without me lifting a finger. I walked out, drove home alone, and sat in the dark of our beautiful, empty house. My hands shook. My chest ached. My mind replayed every moment I ignored. By the time she stumbled in after midnight, I was packed. She started with denial. "You're overreacting. They don't know what they heard. He's just drunk." But the evidence was undeniable. And when denial failed, she shifted to blame. "You're boring, Jordan. You don't excite me. I needed to feel alive again. You're too obsessed with work." Every excuse cut deeper. I told her calmly, "You didn't just cheat on me. You humiliated me. In front of everyone. And you humiliated yourself." Her face twisted in anger. Not remorse. Anger that I had the audacity to walk away. That was the moment I knew it was over. The divorce wasn't easy. Texas law gave her rights to part of my assets since we hadn't signed a prenup. She fought hard, demanded the house, alimony, everything she could squeeze. But her own exposure worked against her. My lawyers subpoenaed messages, photos, even statements from colleagues who witnessed her. With Trent, the judge wasn't blind to her behavior. In the end, she got a smaller settlement than she expected, just enough to survive. She lost the house, the image, the social standing she had built around our perfect life. I rebuilt, slowly, painfully. Months later, word got back to me that Trent had left her. Apparently, he was never serious. She was just entertainment. By then, she had burned through most of the settlement. Money on shopping sprees and trips. With friends. Meanwhile, I focused on my work, my health, and eventually, myself. I started therapy. I rebuilt my confidence. The best karma wasn't her losing. It was me winning back my peace. So when people ask me if humiliation destroys a man, I say this: it only destroys you if you let it. Sometimes, the person who tries to humiliate you is really just setting the stage for their own downfall. That was my story. If you've ever been betrayed or humiliated by someone you loved, how did you handle it? Did you stay silent or fight back? Tell me in the comments below. And if this story spoke to you, make sure to subscribe for more.